compensation. That's what the Attorney General says. But what we can do, we wait for a report from public service entity by entity. We want entity by entity. Because you said you are ready. You are ready. You brought certificates of financial implications. We agreed and we said, okay, if you want it, have it. And now that you failed to pay these people, we don't want these people to continue suffering. And then these people have worked for this country. These people have worked for this country. And what we need is fairness in the whole process. We need fairness in the whole process. Let's have a report on people who have been paid, those who are pending, and what kind of payment are we talking about. Yes, government.
Madam Speaker, we shall bring the report on Tuesday next week, detailing institution by institution. Clarification?
And the process of absorption, their members were supposed to be absorbed in the parent ministries. The process of absorption is as chaotic as that of REA. We need that process to be done in a smooth way. You cannot say, because I have been working in this institution, so you should go through public service again. How? I thought you are absorbing me because you've taken over the job that the institution. So I am going to be absorbed in that department in the ministry. Huh?
My clarification means as you are allowed. Madam Speaker.
No, I am still communicating.
Madam Speaker, from the report received from the Minister of Public Service, he appears to be on top of the situation. And he raised a number of challenges and also the solutions to those challenges, including those issues that we are talking about, Madam Speaker. So on Tuesday...
On top or under? To the best of our knowledge, is under the station. It's not on top of the station. Because we have so many people out there crying. People are supposed to be absorbed. People are supposed to be paid, those ones whom they think are not. We need a report. Yes, there is information from Odur.
Thank you, Madam
I'll
Speaker.
give you to speak, don't worry.
Madam Speaker, the Honorable Bahati was in charge of Ministry of Finance. There is a serious ripple effect arising of people suddenly losing their jobs and losing their spending power. One of the reasons why the inflation is going up, it's because people are now home, they cannot spend, they have lost their jobs. And soon, the economy, the minister here, this economy is going to suffer because of that. But the major point is, if you come to Parliament, a serious institution, and then explain to us that allow us take this policy shift because we have the money. And then when Parliament has done its part, you go and renegade on that agreement. You go and refuse to pay those people. You make Parliament look unserious. Because we ask this question, some of the agencies, you were even in a hurry. The minister here even suspended some rules and said we are ready to implement as soon as tomorrow. And the money is available. So who has eaten the money meant to pay the terminal benefits of those people? Who? And you are known for being very corrupt. This government, the IGG's report says that, have you eaten the money, the terminal benefits? Have you eaten the money? They should explain that, Madam.
And first of all, it is not about eating the money. It is about absorption of these people. Once you fail to absorb, that's when you pay them the terminal benefits. So let's have a report to that effect on Tuesday.
In addition to that, you see...
Rule 2222.
Yes, government did not stop working.
I am referring you to a rule. I have already made a decision I've already made a directive, so
But Madam Speaker, it was useful.
yeah,
because roads are broken, you know, to work on our roads.
can you sit? I put a man who like quarreling. I mean,
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
yes, Honorable Atkins.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. First of all, I want to wish our Muslim brothers and sisters a happy month of Ramadan. And number two, Madam Speaker, before I make my point, I want also to join you, Madam Speaker, in congratulating the Deputy Speaker upon that coveted position. And that position, Madam Speaker, has brought out the leadership in you, the real leadership in you. Because who else? I mean, you're the Speaker. Somebody else would have like, okay, a position of chairperson, I want that too. But Madam Speaker, you've demonstrated, and I think that is a challenge for everybody, that this world is about bringing our heads together for a common good. Madam Speaker, I don't know whether it would not serve us a real good to aggregate these compositions that are scattered all over the country, Kasese inclusive, Madam Speaker. 1996, the 8-year camp attacked Kasese municipality, burned the cars and houses. Madam Speaker, they've never been compensated. Madam Speaker, same community or same Kasese in Kitoru sub-county, 10 L1 leaders were murdered in cold blood in their internal organ thrown in their face for one crime because they.
Thank you.
Madam Speaker, now I would rather, because compensations are all over the country, including TESO, Madam Speaker, can we have these aggregated and consolidated, brought
Thank
here,
you.
so that we can find money for these people? But the reason
you.
why yesterday you did direct the Attorney General to come and give us a full account of what exactly happened with the NOP raid, the commanders that were involved in the raid, who sanctioned the raid, and why surely the raid would occur without the owners of the premises and then without a court order.
The report.
Honorable Speaker, I had seen the Minister of Environment, but it looks like she has gone out. But since there is the Prime Minister acting, Right Honorable Speaker, Kigezi as a region has serious environmental issues, and those issues relate to the use of wetlands. In the 1940s and 1950s, the colonial government drained a majority of the wetlands and gave them to the people as their lands to grow crops and rear animals for milk purposes because of malnutrition then. Recently, the government has started forcefully evicting people from the lands they have owned since the 40s and 50s without complying with Article 26 of the Constitution, specifically without giving them prior and adequate compensation. We are finding it hard as leaders to advise them otherwise, because the only message we tell them is that the government can only evict them after it has compensated them. But some are already losing their crops and grazing lands because of the fear of forceful eviction. Can we hear from government what it intends to do to the people of Kigezi, particularly in respect of the lands they use and have owned since 1940s to date, if it still wants to restore wetlands? can we have an assurance that we will first compensate them before eviction?
Madam Speaker, this issue was raised partly yesterday, and government gave a response. At the moment, as you have rightly said, Honorable Nwagaba, these people who have titles in the wetlands and who are using the wetlands in Kabale are doing it, not that they grabbed the wetland, but they went through the process of the government then. Now, there is no eviction, there is no forceful eviction of people from the wetlands. That's assurance we can give you. And also on Monday, His Excellency the President guided that the process of compensation for some of the land or the people owning the wetlands start. And the Attorney General was given instruction